Hi everyone, today I am going to unpack my Prepladder first batch of notes that came in the mail today, and this contains let's see, anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, PSM, obs-gynae, ophthalmology and dermatology notes, which are based on the video lectures given by Prepladder. Now that it's open, you get an envelope which says goodies inside. You know what, let's just open it. Alright, so you get a pack of highlighters with 4 colors in here. The package looks a little damaged, but yeah, these look pretty. Oh, they're gel highlighters. I haven't actually used any of these, so this should be exciting. What else is inside here? Okay, so there are like a ton of bookmarks which have motivational quotes on it, like, I think one more chapter, let's not stop just yet. You're coming back, aren't you? I miss you so much, promise me. That'll be fun to keep in the notebooks. Then there's a bunch of flag sticky notes and normal post-it notes in 4 different colors. These are a bunch of threads, I guess, to bind your notes with or something. I just realized I'm a dumbass. I think that these thread thingies are supposed to go inside the hole of the bookmark and not notes. But yeah, because there are 4 of these and there are 4 bookmarks, so that kind of makes sense. So there's some stickers with the Prepladder mascot on them, other emojis, and a bunch of written stuff. So next, let's go on to the actual notes. The notes come wrapped in plastic, which is, I mean, it keeps them clean, if nothing else. You know that there's no dust on them. So I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notebooks. They're not very thick, which is good because it makes it easier to sit with them when you're, you know, writing your notes or adding to these notes from the video lectures. Let's open obs-gynae and see how it is on the inside. So I didn't actually get the notes last year, so I can't really compare them to how they were last year, but I did get some of the review, like, you know, some of the leftover notes that they had from 2019. And one of my friends mentioned that she liked the paper quality of the previous one more, but I don't have that kind of perspective, so I'll just talk about what I have in front of me. I mean, it looks pretty standard. It has the table of contents in the front, and there are the standard handwritten notes of Prepladder. Usually, I mean, I've watched a few lectures with the notes which are provided underneath the video lecture, and they seem pretty standard, very well compliant with the videos. Of course, there are things that you can add for yourself to improve the notes for your own understanding, but overall I think they're pretty coherent, systematic notes, and I think that there's not a ton of space to add stuff, but you know what, there's enough if you really need to. Let's see if there's any extra pages at the end. Okay, yeah, so after every chapter it seems that you have a place to write keywords, MCQs, important points, and what I learned summary. So that's how it looks. And then on the next page, you have a place to write your notes. Usually I just like adding notes in between as the lecture is going on rather than keeping them all separate on a another page. But for topics which aren't included in the videos, or topics which aren't included in the notes, or anything I'd like to add which is separate from what's been taught in the lectures, I guess that's a really good thing. And let's open one more to judge. Okay, let's open maybe a first year subject. Let's open anatomy because it's a thicker one. I mean, I quite like the cover pages. They're simple, not much to it. There's an introduction of the professor on the inside cover of all of them, and also the person who has compiled our notes at the bottom of the inner cover. There's a preface, table of contents. Anatomy has a very long, almost 5 pages of contents, which just goes to say how much there is in the subject. Again, same handwritten notes. Looks pretty good. I feel like you're gonna have to write with a ballpoint pen on this paper, but because gel is probably just going to smear all over the place. You know what? Let's try it. Okay guys, so this is me using the regular ballpoint pen. Please ignore my nails. But so let's write hello. And I mean, it does smudge a bit, but let's write it and wait for a bit. Next I am going to write with the black pilot pen. Guys, I'm ruining my notebook for you guys. I hope you appreciate it. And yeah, again, smudges, but I am going to wait for this. And let's try the pilot friction. This is an erasable pen, but it is gel. So let's smudge that. That's barely any smudging in my opinion. And okay, let's try smudging this. Still smudges. And let's smudge this. Still smudges. I mean, I guess it depends then on ballpoint to ballpoint pen. Let's try like a regular pilot highlighter, see how it works. Yeah, that's smudged. And just to see how these work on top of, let's try, okay, dosage. I mean, it looks fine. Let's, okay, focus. Okay, there we go. Mechanism of action. I mean, I'm having to write over it a couple of times to get the color on there, but alright. Also, these are so smooth. This is like the first time I'm actually using these highlighters. So that's how the colors look like. That's yellow, that's orange, pink, and green. I guess you're just gonna have to decide what kind of pen you use for yourself by experimenting a little. Some gel pens work better than others. I think some ballpoint pens are going to work better than others. In any case, I think we're just gonna have to wait for the ink to dry a little bit before turning pages or moving your hand across a bit. Let's highlight stuff. I mean, you can see them, but I don't know if I actually like using it. I guess it's good because, again, it won't smear or smudge when you move your hand across the page or turn pages, which is actually really thoughtful of them because they've given a product that actually matches the type of notes in the paper that they've provided. So that's smart on their part. So yeah, what are my overall views of the notes? I think they're fine, to be honest. You need them to concur with your notes, so you don't have to spend a lot of time writing your own notes. It's easy to add stuff, there's enough space. They've added another page at the end to add things. And I think you know, if you really need to, you could probably just attach pieces of paper by stapling it or something if you really need to in the middle, if you don't want to wait till the end of the chapter, or you run out of space at the end of the chapter to add notes of your own. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that. I will update you on that. The texture of the paper is fine. It's not great quality paper, and yeah, it is a smooth texture, so you're going to have to wait for the ink to dry a little bit before you mess around with the page. I think I've already seen the quality of the notes on the video lectures, and they're fine, you know, as good as you need them to be able to cover the subjects fast enough, because really extensive notes, I mean, in my personal experience, I don't like very content heavy notes because it's harder to revise them again and it gets really boring and tedious. And more often than not, I just skip, you know, the second half of the notes. I don't really read over them. So having bullet points, having colored headings, and properly spaced notes helps me a lot to revise. And I think these notes do a really good job of that. So that's my review of the Prepladder notes, and I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions about them, let me know in the comments below or DM me. I'll link my social handles down below, and bye bye.